Hey guys, Trey Vittetoe here, and today I'm looking at a production that I'm in the process with. This one is presented just a little bit of a challenge, and the challenge is that the overall feel of the song, the chord progression, everything is just super upbeat, and if I'm not careful, it can sort of lean into that Disney world that I really try to avoid. Alright, so let's get into it. So first of all, the progression for this song is just A, D, G, just those three chords, and they really do present sort of a peppy, happy feel. So I wrote this with S.J. Jones, who is one of my favorite all-time top-line writers, and then the artist, who is Rita Angel Taylor. We listened to several things, and we decided we would do something that had a bit of a Latin feel to it, beat-wise, because the artist is from Brazil. After we put down the beat, SJ started playing with this progression, this A, D, G thing. And I wasn't loving it initially just because it didn't have any real emotional contrast. It was just one gear, and it was this happy thing. But as is the case with SJ, the minute she started singing melodies over it, I knew it was something really fantastic, and we had to go with it. So when we first set this up, this was my beat. As I added some percussion, this is what we ended up with. Here's an interesting little instrument that I use as sort of a placeholder to just have a chord. Just a quick run through on this. It doesn't quite sit right for me in a final mix. I prefer to retrack actual acoustics, but it's a great place just to start if you're throwing chords down and you want to shift keys without laying guitar in a writing session. So check this out. And that's pretty much the progression for this song. And if you want to change different sort of feels, different patterns, so this is what I started with, essentially, as we were writing the song. It's lacking in a big way, feel-wise. It's just a little too peppy. So the first thing I did, of course, was got rid of that fake guitar as soon as I started working on the production. So I introduced this bass. Check this out. So that bass part is a real bass. I played that, but on a different song. I just pulled the file in, I chopped it up, and I had to pitch a couple of things. Let me show you some things that I did with it. First thing I did was I was feeling there was quite a bit of noise on it, so I put this little gate in it. So this. Then I brought in just 11 to 76. Feels just a little more percussive, makes it feel a little more alive. Then I added the TransX. Just check out what this does. It's really, I'm using it just to make the bass punchier, and I'm pushing it pretty hard, and it's running right around, I'd say, between about 70 hertz and about 500 hertz. So it's really beefing up the low end. All right, then I brought in this Cubase Native plugin. You can add a little edge to it, a little saturation. You can really hear the saturation on that. So I felt like there was a lot of high end. I used this to roll that out. Just a little cleaner up on the top. The next thing, one of my favorite plugins. That's pretty dirty, right? When I had imported this from my other session, I was still using it as a mono bass. I wanted stereo on this song. I just basically routed it over to a group. feels very sampled. And it is, because it was me playing, but I chopped it up and did some interesting things to it to make it feel that way. The only other thing that was on that chain there was just I'm running a side chain to a kick. But listen to some of the other sounds that I brought in. This is a sound from Exhale that starts the whole thing out. Or this is from Signal. That's it. That's all it's doing, but I really like that. All right, so I dig that a lot. Now, the final sound that really makes this whole section just pop, it really makes the whole thing feel cool. Let me put it that way. All right, my goal was to bring acoustic into it ultimately, just to give it a certain bit of a Latin feel. Guitar. Still building this. What I do is I bring the vocal in and out while I'm trying different ideas, making sure that they fit, they support the vocal. This is a signal sound from output. This is my pre. I might build some other sounds into it. Chorus there, I'm still working that. So I hope that's useful to you. If it is, please like, please subscribe, leave comments about what you think, and until next time.